if you've been in the same relationship, and I'm not saying good or bad, you know, you've been there for about 20 years. And 20 years is a long time to have sex with the same person.
They could be at a cocktail party, see each other across the room, their eyes meet, they're making love.
Okay, I don't know about that, but anyway, welcome back, folks. Of course, tomorrow it's Meet the Doctors, 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Newsmax Television, DirecTV, Dish, and of course all the other ways to watch Newsmax TV, always at newsmaxtv.com. And joining us now is Newsmax Deputy Health Editor Nick Tate. There it is, DirecTV 349, Dish 223. Hello, Nick.
Hey, Steve. How are you doing?
Good. How are you? All right. So, Merry Christmas to you, first of all. And so tomorrow's show is going to be about sex after 50?
That's correct. We're trying to provide some consumer information here to help people get what we describe as their mistletoe mojo back. As you know, as we get older, our bodies change, hormones change, and that affects everything from our energy levels, sleep, how we feel, and of course, that affects what happens in the bedroom too. So we're trying to provide some guidance and some suggestions from folks in terms of lifestyle changes, diet, and exercise to kind of get you back on the top of your game.
All right. I mean, it's interesting. You know, you hear a lot and you read a lot about senior citizens and sex. Of course, 50 isn't a senior citizen yet, but I guess most people assume that that you know, the older you get, the less sex you have, and especially if you're a senior citizen. But that's not necessarily true, as I read more and more. Correct?
It's not. In fact, you know, sex continues as people get older, and in fact, as long as you're healthy, there's no reason it can't continue for your whole life. And so, what we're trying to do is provide folks. Do some of the myth busting on what people feel about this topic as they get older, and as we say, try to bring a little more holiday cheer to every room in the house, no matter what your age is. And it has to do with hormone replacement, it has to do with energy, it has to do with exercise, it has to do with eating right. All the things that are good for other parts of your body are also good for your relationships and your romance.
All right, what else do we have on the show besides, unless it's going to be a full show of sex?
It will not be a full show about sex after 50. But in fact, we are turning our attention to what's happening in Sierra Leone with Ebola. This year, you might say that Ebola is going to turn out to be the Grinch that stole Christmas, so to speak. The government there is restricting all public celebrations of Christmas because they're worried about the gathering of people together in common places that might, in fact, contribute to a greater spread of the virus. So military soldiers will be out in force making sure that the streets are clear. They've had a public health emergency declared in Sierra Leone, which is one of the hardest hit countries in West Africa, by Ebola since July, and that's restricted and banned all sort of public gatherings, but they're kind of stepping that up as we head into the holiday season to make sure that that number, 6,500 people who have already died as a result of Ebola infection, doesn't grow dramatically, which it could if there are a great many people gathering for the holidays. So a great deal of Christmas cheer is off the table in West Africa.
And it has certainly been contained here, as far as we know. I haven't seen the numbers rise to where the predictions were, say, a couple of months ago, even over there. Is that kind of accurate?
You're right, Steve. I mean, it has been more controlled than they expected. CDC and the World Health Organization was projecting as many as 1 million cases by early next year. That has, you know, thankfully not proven to be true, but we should point out that the numbers are still growing. More than 1,000 people have become infected in just the last couple weeks in Sierra Leone, which, as I suggested, is one of the hardest hit countries there. So even though it is substantially under control here, we've only seen a couple cases, and the numbers are shrinking in West Africa. We're certainly not out of the woods yet, so we'll bring you a special report on that tomorrow and answer readers' questions about health topics as well.
Great. We look forward to it, Nick. Thank you very much. Meet the Doctors, ladies and gentlemen. That'll be tomorrow, 7 a.m., 11 a.m., right here on Newsmax Television. There's how you could watch it. It's all there on your screen. Coming up next, Gimme 5. And you know Ashley Banfield of CNN? Then you're going to want to watch this.